What is up, Baggies fans, football fans, and sports fans, to the latest episode on the channel. And today it is return of game week predictions. This is match day 5 coming up. We are getting back into it. International break has been so boring without without proper football. I really do miss it when we go on international. It's just, especially England at the moment under Tuchel, it is so boring. Honestly, yeah, it puts me to sleep watching us. But I divulge. Let's get into this week's fixtures. Let's set the like target on this video for 30 likes. Leave a comment, let me know your predictions. What I'm going to do for this episode, it was suggested to me to put a table in the top corner with all the fixtures on. I haven't got time this week, unfortunately, with stuff gone on the weekend. So what I'm going to do is in the description, I'm going to list all the fixtures and put A, B, C, D, going all the way down. So all you have to do in the comments is put A and then the score, B and then the score, and I'll know which one predictions you're going on about to make it a lot easier for you guys. So let's get into it. Remember to subscribe as well. We are on our way to 700 subscribers, so make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the bell notification. And let's get into it. And Friday night fixture is Ipswich Town versus Sheffield United. Both have had very, should we say, poor starts to the season. Ipswich have had to play some very tough teams in the opening couple of games, but they haven't really set the Championship on fire like they thought they would do. Sheffield United, on the other hand, I really feel for you guys. Obviously, you sacked Chris Wilder, and you expected under Ruben Sellers to be up there and pushing for it, and it's just not worked out. You've not won a single game yet, and really do feel for you guys. You know, is he going to get sacked after this weekend? Is he going to turn it around? Sheffield United fans, let me know. Ipswich fans, are you a bit worried that you haven't really seen your team kick on yet? I know it's obviously only 4 games into the season, but you'd like to have seen yourselves kick on. This one for me, I think it's going to go Ipswich way. They're at home, under the lights. They want to be beating Sheffield United, and Sheffield United just looks so rocky at the moment. And I just think that Ipswich will have too much for them. I'm going to go for an Ipswich victory, 2-0 to Ipswich for me on this one. And I do think Ruben Sellers will be sacked from Sheffield United this weekend. That is my prediction. Obviously, Ipswich Town fans, Sheffield United fans, let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Moving on to the early kickoffs on Saturday, we've got a London derby with Charlton and Millwall. Charlton last lost 3-1 to QPR at home, whereas Millwall lost 2-0 at Wrexham. So both teams coming into this game on the back of a loss, and both teams probably coming into this on disappointing losses as well. The start that Charlton have had, they look very tough to beat, very difficult to break down, and to concede 3 goals at QPR after what happened to QPR the week before, it's a little bit disconcerting for the fans. Millwall as well, on the other hand, signed some very good players and have got a very good squad. But again, lost 2-0 at home to Wrexham, and that should be a bit of a worry because Wrexham didn't really look the best in the games that I've seen so far this season. And I just think that Millwall should be, you should be picking up 3 points at home. This one for me has got a draw written all over it. I think both teams are going to be very difficult to break down. I think they're going to come in both defensive minded, not really want to push too much, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw in this game. I think they're both going to come away with a point. It's going to be a tough game. I do think it's going to be a very cagey affair. So yeah, that's why I'm going with my predictions 1-1. Charlton fans, Millwall fans, let me know below. How do you think the season's going so far? Obviously, early doors. Let us know what you think this week's going to be predicted. Oxford United, Leicester City. Now, Oxford, wow, what a surprise result they got at the previous weekend before international, drawing 2-2 with Coventry City. I mean, everybody would have gone into that game predicting Coventry City to just turn them over. I mean, they beat QPR the week before 7-1. Everybody would have just gone in on, yeah, QPR is going to walk over this game, pay no attention to it. And, be fair to Oxford, when we had Lancashire on loan, the Albion last year, and, he always seemed like he was kind of getting up to speed with it. And I do think this year he's scoring a couple of goals for Oxford, so he could be really their saviour. But I do think Leicester will be too powerful for them this week. They've managed to keep hold of some fantastic players. See, they beat Blues 2-0 the week before. And I do see him getting all 3 points here again. I'm going to go with a 2-0 victory for Leicester in this one. Both fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who are you excited to see this year for you guys? Obviously, I think Lancashire will do really well for Oxford. And I think, is it Fatu, is it? I think he'll do absolutely fantastically for Leicester. The fact that you've managed to keep him is absolutely brilliant work. And finally, on the early kickoffs, Preston North End versus Middlesbrough. Now, Middlesbrough, the only team left in the Championship with a 100% record, 4 wins. They're looking very good under Rob Edwards. Had a bit of a blip in the cup, but I think that was a change side. So, I don't think we really read too much into cup games. Uh, Preston again, on the other hand, as well, have had a very, very good start to the season. They had a little slip up last week with a loss to Portsmouth, but again, they've had a very good start to the season and beaten some very good teams. I do think Middlesbrough are going to be too strong for them in this one. I'm going to go 2-1 to Middlesbrough. It's going to be a very tough game, but I think the way that Middlesbrough are playing under Rob Edwards, I think that they're going to be a very uh, I don't know how to say this. I think they're going to be a team that a lot of teams are almost going to go to, thinking, yeah, we'll get one over on them, we'll set up this way, and I think Rob Edwards will switch it and get them playing a different way, and I think that's why Middlesbrough have done so well so far. They've looked almost different in each game of the season. They've played in a different way, and they've taken the game. Obviously, they've lost Finn Azez, which was he one of the ones pulling the strings for him? Who knows? But I do think, yeah, for me, Middlesbrough are going to win this game 2-1. Preston fans, Middlesbrough fans, how do you think the season's going so far? Obviously, Middlesbrough fans, you've got to be so happy. And Preston fans as well, apart from last week's slip up, you've had a very, very good start to the season. Moving on to the Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff. So we've got Coventry City versus Norwich City. As I mentioned, Coventry drew 2-2 with Oxford. Norwich did absolutely fantastically, beating Blackburn 2-0. Josh Sargent, keeping hold of him during the summer transfer window was absolutely crucial for Norwich. Obviously, they lost Borja Science, but I do think Josh Sargent's going to be top scorer this season. He's absolutely fantastic, and I'm really surprised the Premier League club hasn't come in and snapped their hands off for him. Really, there was rumours of him, going for around about 15 million, but never came to fruition. And I do think again that'll be fantastic for him. This one's going to be it could go either way. I really do think if Coventry turn up and try and play their way in against Oxford, I think Norwich will nick it. But if Coventry turn up the way they did against QPR, I think they'll absolutely smash Norwich. It's one of those games. It's whoever turns up on their day, and that's why I love the Championship, because anybody could beat anybody and anybody could put anybody to the sword. So for me, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this game. I do think Sargent will score, but I do think Coventry, the way they play under Lampard, they're going to get so many chances, and one of them's bound to go in. They've got some fantastic players. Keeping hold of Radoni, again, it's a fantastic piece of business for Coventry. And I want to say I also got brought up that I use the word fantastic a lot. I do apologise. Once my brain gets stuck on a word, I just keep repeating that word. I will try and get out of that habit as quickly as possible. Sheffield Wednesday versus Bristol City. Sheffield Wednesday lost 2-0 to Swansea last week, and they're in so much trouble. I can't see Sheffield Wednesday stopping up this season. Having the embargo, losing some really, really key players for silly money, well, almost free for some of them. And I just think that they're going to struggle to pick up points at home and on the road. Whereas Bristol City, after last season, you'd have expected him to kick on, and they've been up and down. Obviously, they won 4-2 against Hull City the week previous, but it's going to be a tough game. Sheffield Wednesday will be setting up, I think, just to try and get points against teams. I don't think they're going to be trying to attack teams in any way, shape, or form. I do think that their game plan is going to be just to try and almost draw teams onto them and try and catch them. But I think Bristol City will just be far too good for him. Scott Twine, absolutely great player. And I do think Bristol City are going to win this one. I'm going to go 3-1 for Bristol City in this game. Obviously, as I mentioned, all the games will be listed ABC in the comment section, in the description of the video, so you can just leave your fixtures feedbacks on that one. Next up, Stoke City versus Birmingham City. Stoke City have got back-to-back Midlands derbies. Obviously, they played us before international break. Now they're up against Birmingham City. Birmingham City, lost 2-0 to Leicester, but I do think they're going to be a very good side. I really like the way they press the ball. They've got some fantastic players. Fantastic. They've got some great players in the front lines. Stansfield, Kumas that they've signed, Damari Gray. They are going to be in and around, the top half of the table come the end of the season, potentially in the playoffs. I do think they're just the way they press from the front, get onto teams. It's going to cause a lot of teams problem, and if they can keep it up for the full season, which who knows how they're going to do, I do think that they're going to be up there. Stoke City again had a fantastic start to the season. They were unbeaten until we turned up, beating 1-0. This one, it could go either way again. I do feel that Birmingham City have got almost the firepower to push Stoke City backwards and kind of keep them locked in. Sorba Thomas has been doing fantastic for Stoke, so he might be the outlet for Stoke and might get in beyond the defence. but I just think that Birmingham City are going to be too powerful for them in this game. I want to go 2-1 to Birmingham City, and I do think that Birmingham will be up there towards the end of the season. And Stoke, will you be in the playoffs, or will you start dropping off a little bit now after your first loss? This is how really what makes a great team. Are you going to bounce back from that loss, or is it going to affect you going forward? So yeah, I'm going to go Birmingham City that game. Moving on, we've got Swansea City versus Hull City. This one, Swansea City look like an absolutely unit. They're working for each other. I think they're going to be up and around the top half of the table. They look a lot better than they did last year. And obviously, Luka Modric is co-owner of Swansea, which mind blowing that Luka Modric has chose to buy Swansea. They're up against Hull City, who have had mixed start to the season, really. They lost last week to Bristol City 4-2. This one, it's going to be a cagey affair. It's obviously at Swansea's home ground, and I think this is where they're going to be really serious contenders, picking up points at home and really doing a good job. And I do think that they're going to be too strong again for Hull. Going to go 2-1 to Swansea City in this one. Hull fans, Swansea fans, let me know how you're getting on this season, what your thoughts are. I just have a feeling that, Swansea are going to be probably one of the best Welsh teams in the division. So sorry, Wrexham fans, on that one. Up next, you got Watford versus Blackburn. Watford drew 2-2 to Southampton. Absolutely stunning free kick that Watford scored. I mean, even Southampton scored a stunning free kick as well. So, and then obviously you've got Blackburn, who lost 2-0 and have a red card as well to one of their players, Sean McLaughlin, is it? So I do think Blackburn, I'm sorry for you Blackburn fans, I really am. I keep saying it week in, week out, but under Valerian Ismail, you're going to struggle to break teams down. The way he plays and the fact he's very one-dimensional and will not change the way he plays is really a downfall to you guys. And I do think that it's going to be a season like that where you're going to go to games expecting to do well, see almost the game slipping away and almost notice it yourself from the fans, but watch the manager not change anything. And I can see the same happening at Watford. You're going to go and try and play a certain style of football that Watford are just going to be built for. They're going to break that, press out. They're going to be able to almost outmaneuver your press. And I think you'll fall into Watford's hands in this one. And I do really feel sorry for Blackburn fans. So I'm going to go Watford to win this game 2-0. Hopefully, Blackburn fans, you start understanding a little bit more about Valerian Ismail and see that he's not the manager for you and not the one that should take you forward. And I have a feeling he might be one of the managers to go very soon as well if he continues this run. Next up, West Brom Derby. I'm not going to talk too much about this game because obviously I'm doing my match predictions on it. We haven't really had a very good result against Derby since I think it was 2007 last time we picked up a decent result. So I hope we win 1-0. That's going to be my prediction, but I'll dive more into that one when we get to it. Finally on Saturday, Wrexham versus QPR. Wrexham obviously beating Millwall, fantastic result for them. QPR beat Charlton 3-1. Yes, that's right. QPR beat Charlton. Wrexham, this is where you're going to need to start picking up your points at home. I know obviously you beat Millwall last week, but your home form in the Championship is so crucial for you stopping up this year. And if that's your aim, and I do think that's the aim of the owners, is to stop up this year, build a foundation, and then go again next year. So for me, that's where you need to be picking up your points. And I think you'll be too strong for QPR at home. The way you play with Kiefer Moore up front, a lot of teams won't be able to deal with it unless they've got a big back line. And I think, you'll get the better of QPR the way you play this week. And I do fancy you to win 2-0. Again, keeping another clean sheet. You signed some fantastic players, obviously spent a lot of money as well for a Championship side. So hopefully, you can start putting some results together. And I do think you'll finish mid-table. But for me, yeah, you're going to win this week 2-0. QPR fans, how are you feeling about this game? You've had mixed results, getting battered 7-1 at Coventry, but then, winning against Charlton at home against a very tough team to break down. So again, you've had mixed bag results, but I do think Wrexham are going to start turning some of these draws and losses at home into 3 points. And finally, on Sunday, it is the South Coast Derby. It's been a long, long time since this game. One I'm looking forward to watching, to be fair, because it's always a feisty encounter. Southampton versus Portsmouth. Southampton obviously drew 2-2, and Portsmouth beat Preston 1-0 at home. Portsmouth, from obviously the Albion game, look a very, very good side. They use their wingers. They use their wingers in a great way. They stretch the game. Southampton have made some great signings. Can they get them all gelling together? Obviously, that's on Tom Fellows and Russ Azaz. They're building a very, very good Championship side, but it's all right having very good players individually, but will they work together? And that is the big issue for the Southampton manager. Is he going to get them gelling and playing together perfectly? And that's hopefully what he's been doing in the off season, getting them working well, getting them talking to each other, getting them playing. It's tough to call this one. Southampton are at home, so I've got that little bit of advantage. But in a derby game, everything goes out the window. Everybody knows this. As form books go out the window, everything. It could go either way. I'm gonna go Southampton to win 2-1. I feel like a late goal's gonna win this game. I could swing Portsmouth's way, and Portsmouth could get a late goal, but I just have a feeling Southampton, with the strength of players they brought in and the side that they already had before they brought those players in, they'll be too strong for Portsmouth. So yeah, for me, Southampton 2, Portsmouth 1. As I say, let me know your predictions down below in the comments, and I look forward to reading them all. And I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye bye, guys.